Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the NFL world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the list of teams that I thought should have won an NFL Super Bowl trophy. So I have four teams on my NFL on this four teams, NFL teams that are part of this segment that I do believe were good enough to win a Super Bowl, but did not live up to their own hype and their own expectations and fell short of winning a Lombardi trophy. So starting off with team number one is the 2007 New England Patriots. Now, this 2007 New England Patriots team should have went on to become the second team in NFL history, like the 70s Dolphins, to go 16-0 in the regular season, then finish total 19-0, winning all three of your playoff games, winning a Super Bowl, because this 2007 Patriots team is one of the most dominant teams in NFL history. I mean, they should have beat that fifth seeded New York Giants team that year in the playoffs. They got a little help, a little sprinkle of luck the New York Giants did when David Tyree had one of the best catches in NFL history. But this Patriots team scored 589 points that 2007 year. That is an NFL record that has not been broken. And they outscored their opponents by 315 points during the 2007 NFL season. That is the best point differential in NFL history. I mean, this team was stacked from top to bottom, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They had Tom Brady, the best football player to ever put on a pair of pads. Tom Brady controlling the team. They had Tom Brady, Randy Moss at wide receiver, who they traded for, Wes Walker as well as at wide receiver, Don Stallsworth as a pass catcher. They had Lawrence Morney in the backfield at running back, Bill Belichick as your head coach. I don't know. I still, when I think about this, think about how the 2007 Patriots never won a Super Bowl, because realistically, Tom Brady should have retired with 8 rings, because this 2007 team should have won the Super Bowl that year. But the team on number one on my list. Now, this team, I really mean it. This team should have won a Super Bowl. The 2011 Eagles. Now, this 2011 Eagles team definitely failed to live up to their hype and their expectations. And I think this team was really good enough to win a Super Bowl trophy. And that should have been Philadelphia's first Super Bowl that they brought to Philly with this 2011 team. I mean, this team was stacked from top to bottom. Looking at the offense, they had Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, Jason Peters, Jason Kelsey as a wet behind the ears rookie on the offensive line, Andy Reid as the head coach. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, they had Mike Patterson, Asante Samuel, DRC. How did this team not win a Super Bowl in 2011? That is one of the most stacked teams that the Philadelphia Eagles ever had. The team went on to go 8-8 that season. They missed the 2011 playoffs. This loaded Philadelphia Eagles offense that I just mentioned actually led the league in turnovers that year, with a total of 38 turnovers on the offensive side of the ball in 2011. When I think about that stacked roster, man, they definitely should have went on to win a Super Bowl. Failed to live up to their own hype and their own expectations in Philly. Because, man, that team, even Vince Young, the backup quarterback, said he's never seen a team like this. That team was loaded. It's sad to say that they didn't even sniff the playoffs, missing it 8-8. Man, a missed opportunity there in Philly. Now, next team is a recent team, the 2018 Vikings. Now, I feel like the 2018 Vikings got to be on my list because they made the 2017 NFC Championship that following the previous year with Case Keenum as the quarterback. And nobody's ever going to forget that miracle play that happened in the playoffs when Stephon Diggs crept behind the Saints secondary and scored that miracle touchdown that had punched their ticket to the NFC Championship game. I think that's one of the best plays that has stood the test of time in the 21st century in the sport of football inside the NFL world. But that following year, they replaced Case Keenum to get Kirk Cousins a free agency. That was supposed to seal the deal and help you win your first Super Bowl in Minneapolis and Minnesota. But it didn't happen. And they got Kirk Cousins. They also got Dalvin Cook, their running back from a torn ACL injury that he had the previous year before. And this Vikings offense was loaded, man. They had Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, Mike Zimmer, now my Cowboys had defensive coordinator, but Mike Zimmer at the time as the head coach with the Vikings had this team 13-3. The record and their record in 2017 with the number one scoring defense in the National Football League. But when you look at what happened the next year with this 2018 Vikings team, they fell off. They weren't the same team. Their defense fell off. Dalvin Cook missed a total of 5 games, and that hurt their running attack. I think they were in the bottom tier and running and rushing yards that year. They finished the season with a disappointing record of 8 wins, 7 losses, 1 tie, and missed the playoffs that year. Definitely a disappointing year. It could have been the first year that the Minnesota Vikings seen their first Super Bowl in Minnesota. Now, last but not least, it's my team on here. The 2008 Dallas Cowboys. Now, the 2008 Dallas Cowboys, this one hurts. This stings me because I was a little boy watching football. And man, I was a kid in the candy shop watching this Dallas Cowboys team, the 2007-2008 team. I mean, this 2008 team definitely failed to live up to the hype and the expectation. They definitely had the potential to win a Super Bowl. I mean, they brought back several Pro Bowlers. And that 2007 year, this was supposed to be a year of vengeance because you got bounced by your divisional rival, by the New York Giants in the 5th round, by a 5th seeded New York Giants team in the 2nd round, the divisional round that year. And this team was stacked, man. They had Tony Romo, Terrell Owens, Marion Barber in the backfield, Jason Witten, Miles Austin, Pac-Man Jones. I mean, DeMarcus Ware, Terrence Newman. This team was supposed to win a Super Bowl, man. It makes me sick to my stomach. And they got the ultimate belt to ash treatment in the final game of the season against the Philadelphia Eagles when they lost that game 44-6 and missed the playoffs having a 9-7 record. I think that team was supposed to be the revenge year of what happened to you when you went 13-3 the year before and got bounced by the New York Giants in the divisional round. You could have went on to play the 07 Patriots in the Super Bowl that year, but nope. The following year, you go 9-7, disappoint many Dallas Cowboys fans, missed the playoffs, and this is something that Dallas Cowboys fans are still going through this day. Missing out on opportunities to win Super Bowls with stacked teams. It's just awful. But those are the following 4 teams I do believe were good enough to win a Super Bowl, but did not live up to their own hype and their own expectations. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.